welcome back to another exciting episode of Get the Glam with the Vel Dante. Now, I must admit, I haven't been consistent at all. I've been consistent on all my other social media platforms, but not YouTube, because it takes a lot of my time. Honestly, it doesn't. I always be like, I'm going to be posting every week, I promise, and then I disappear. But I had to deal with a lot of stuff. The world is going through a lot right now, okay? But I've been working on myself. I've been trying to be more disciplined, really work on myself in my personal life. Because how can I show up the best version of myself on camera if I'm not doing what I need to do behind the scenes? But now I've been exercising, I've been eating right, I've been journaling, I've been reading. I'm on the top of my game. I'm ready to get on this camera and do what I need to do. Today, we're doing everything wicked. Everything one size. Yes, I bought the stuff. I got this eyeshadow palette, I got the highlighter, I got the primers, and I got this brush. I got everything. Well, not everything, but a lot of the stuff. And we're just going to test out this one size palette and see, if one size is really, what the girls are saying. Is it just the spray or is it the products too? Now I must admit, I had a show on Halloween and I used the primer. It was like a mattifying primer. Oil sucker. It was great. And I used to say it, but I didn't have the opportunity to use any of the products. So I'm going to use the primer again. I'm going to use the highlighter. And I'm going to use this little brush. I might use it. Or I might just keep this. I kind of don't even want to use it because it looks like a witch's broom. And I like it. I don't even want to mess it up. I might use it anyways. But we're going to do all of that. But first, let's unbox this stuff and then get right to the look. I think I'm going green today. We repping my girl Elphaba, Cynthia Erivo, So I'm gonna do a green look. I think it's green in here. Yeah, it's greens and blacks. And they got a little bit of everything, so I don't even think I'm gonna have to dip and dab in another palette. I think I could stick to these greens. And yeah, I don't know what exactly I want to do, what type of eye I want to do. I might just do just a basic little smoky here, and a little shimmer in the middle. That sounds like a plan. So just from opening this up, sorry I have lighting like a vanity. These are some nice colors. Just to open it up, and I didn't know until yesterday when I looked at the back that there's blushes at the bottom. I thought it was just eyeshadow, but it gave you a little bit of everything. Usually you get an eyeshadow palette, but this got blush at the bottom. I think that's blush. Yeah. Wow, they hooking you up, and they got little things in it, snowflakes and little, it's embossed. Okay, I think I'm ready to use this. Oh yes. I don't even want to use this stuff. I really admire Patrick, who's the owner of One Size, and this stuff just seems like, maybe I should order more so I can just keep it and save it. Collector's items, because this feels like a collector's item. This doesn't seem like something I should be touching. Let's see what the highlighter look like. Okay, I'm gonna touch it a little bit right here. Can y'all see that? Yes. Wait a minute. Oh, baby, we might be working with. It's gonna focus or what? Hello? We might be working with something. That's a real highlighter there. I don't know. That might be too much for me. We're gonna try it because I like to highlight my nose and I might put a little bit on the cheeks. Let's get into the eye though. I just need to unbox it so y'all can see what we was working with, see the colors that we're working with. But now it's prime time. So right here is the One Size Oil Sucker Primer. It only takes a little bit when you put it on. I used it before and it is great. It really keeps your face really matte and smooth. When you put this on, it tell you not to move your face for 3 minutes. So it can set and really do what it need to do. And I did this before my Halloween show because for Halloween I didn't take any pictures because I was in love with my makeup and I only take pictures if I look spectacular. But whatever, you're not supposed to move, and I didn't move, and this, I'm telling you, it made me look like a Barbie doll. I was like, wow, I got a little hair I need to shave. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Well, just sitting in, I'm going to do my eyebrows. And quick confessional here. I honestly have not been in a whole ooh, makeup mood. Ooh, let's do my makeup. Let's get into the glam. because it's like, what's going on with the world? I just feel like my rights are about to be taken away. You know, it's like, maybe I need to back all this shit up. It's getting scary out here in these streets. Something's telling me to just do it. Just get dolled up today. Maybe my mind might change. That's a nice brow. Hopefully this side matches. Okay, so right now I'm using a Wet n Wild brown eyebrow pencil to just fill in my brows. I'm not really overthinking. I'm just going with the natural shape of my brow. And I'm not really trying to be too precise, you know, because I'm going to clean it up with concealer and foundation at the end of the day. So it's nothing to worry about. Even, you know, this little unibrow here, it's nothing to worry about because we're going to fix it throughout the video. Okay, now I'm going to take some of my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. It's a satin finish, and this is shade Medium Neutral, and I'm just going to highlight underneath my brow. And I'm using this color because I'm planning on using some of that green from the One Size Wicked palette, and I want it to show up really nice. I'm not sure how it'll show up on just my brown skin. I should have swatched it first, but I just want to make sure that it had like a really good payoff. So I'm using this really light concealer right now to highlight underneath the brows, you know. Now I will say it is good to use like a neutral shade when you are using like a base before you use some sort of color like blue and green, because otherwise it'll mix with the yellows and the reds that are in the undertones of those foundations and concealers you use. So that's why I'm deciding to use this neutral color, because the green is not going to mix with this concealer and create a whole nother color. It's just going to stay green. And I seen that I put a little bit more product on one side, so I'm like, okay, well, let me make sure it match. So I'm adding a little bit more on the other side. And this is one thing some people don't show you. They don't be showing you that they go back and they fix things. You can go back and add more and tweak. It's not going to be done the first time that you do it. Throughout the video, I'm going to be fixing things that I did in the beginning. I'm going to touch my brows up again. I'm going to touch up my eyeshadow, touch up the foundation throughout the whole thing. So don't think you're just one and done. If you see something, a little mistake that you don't like in your makeup, then get that brush and fix it. But as you can see, now I'm going in with the applicator because I'm just going to cover the rest of my eye with this e.l.f. concealer. And I just need this to be my base for my eyeshadow. So I'm just putting the applicator on there and I'm blending it all in. Then I'm gonna get this little brush. I love this brush. I don't know who made the brush, what the brush is called, whatever. It's a nice brush. It's soft. I think I got it from Walmart. And I'm just blending it all in and making sure that the edges are not like really harsh, and making sure that it's like evenly distributed over my lid, because that's going to be very important when you are applying your eyeshadow. After blending it all in, I have my Anastasia powder here. You can use any setting powder. I have a Morphe powder too, but I'm using the Anastasia banana powder, and I'm just setting the eye, because to me, I don't think it's a good idea to put your eyeshadow or any product on wet foundation unless you're going liquid to liquid. But because I'm using these powdered pigments, it's good to have a dry matte finish. So now I'm going in with the darkest shade of green, which is called the Wizard and Eye, and I'm just packing it in into, you know, where the wing of my eye is. I guess that's what it's called. And I'm just trying to make sure that color is showing up. You know, first you got to put the color on there, make sure the color is there, and then blend it out. You see how I'm blending it forward, because you got to make sure everything is looking smooth and has a nice transition, because I know I'm going to put some shimmer on the front of my lid, and I want to make sure that it transitions well into this Wizard and Eye green shade. And I'm just going to continue to blend it forward, and then I'm going to take some more of that Wizard Eye green and pack it in, and then I'm going to take it into the natural little arch, that bone in my eye, and just start going back and forth and smoke it out. You know, that's what they used to do back in the 90s. It doesn't take a lot of effort. It doesn't take, you know, too much skill to really do these type of looks. You just got to try new things and practice. Y'all don't be practicing. Practice makes perfect, I'm telling you, and then you're gonna be looking good. And now I'm going in with the lighter shade called Wicked in this palette, and this is gonna be like a little transition shade, you know, just to really smoke the whole Wizard and Eye color out, because that's such a dark green, and this lighter Wicked color is gonna kind of, you know, really bring out the green in this whole thing. And then the color I just pointed at was called Eyes Meet, and I'm just putting a little bit of that right there underneath my brow bone. You know, I'm just wanting that to look just a little bit more highlighted, and I'm also putting it on my lid just to bring a little bit more life into that because I'm going to go in with the shimmer on top, and I want the shimmer to show up good. This shimmer is called Emerald City, and as I'm putting it on, I'm realizing like this ain't nothing to play with. Okay, one size was in the damn lab and they wasn't playing no games. I really like this palette. I really like this green. I was really packing it on because I was in love. Okay, I'm like, okay, glitter, and I don't really do the greens and stuff. Usually I'm just brown. Now I just tapped into that Nessa Rose, which is the darker glitter, and I'm in love. But I'm just making that, a little bit of a transition from the light to the darker green glitter. And now that that's over with, I'm gonna do what I did to that eye to the other one. Watch this transition. I know I'm great at editing. Okay, now I'm going to get this MAC Black Liquid Shadow, and I'm just going to take that and kind of pack it into the wing of my eye. I guess that's the new word we're using. I just want a little bit more depth, because it's green and it's nice, but I want it to be dark and smoky because, Elphaba is a witch, so we got to get witchy. I also use this black liquid shadow for a lot of wings. I'm doing wings regularly, and then I'm just using a fluffy brush to kind of blend it out. But I like using this black because it's kind of a hack instead of using a liquid liner, because it's kind of hard to do that. Sometimes I'll be messing up. When I use this liquid shadow, it's the perfect easy little cheat to getting a nice little smoky wing. And now I'm going to go in with my foundation, but before I do that, you have to wipe off that excess. When you mix your foundation with any of this green or with a blue, you're going to be looking crazy. It's going to be looking muddy and you're going to be knowing what's going on. So right now I'm wiping off anything extra that I don't want mixed in with my foundation shade. Right now with this makeup wipe. And the makeup wipe is doing the damn thing. Okay, it's wiping off real smooth. You don't got to wipe it 2 times. It's gone. Wipe and gone. Wipe away. So make sure you wipe off all the excess whenever you're doing stuff like this. And this is why I do my eyes first, because otherwise it might be like fallout and then it's green on top of your red blush and now you're looking crazy. And now for foundation application. I always use Juvia foundation. I think it's called Jambia, whatever. I put it down on the lower part of my face because I'm going to use a brighter foundation for the bottom. And this was Black Radiance liquid foundation. I like putting liquid foundation on my forehead because my forehead be cracking and creasing and all that. I don't know why. It's not compatible with the Juvia foundation. So I'm using this little Black Radiance, just to fix the top of my brows. And right now we blended it out, and then guess what? We're gonna get rid of that unibrow. The unibrow that we was talking about, that y'all was looking at me crazy thinking like, oh Lord, Viv must have lost his touch. No, honey. One step at a time. You see how I'm blending it out? Now it's looking all great. Like I just went to the place and got it waxed. Exactly. Now I'm using my lighter foundation shade, Juvia as well, and I'm using this to highlight my face. I am no longer a fan of using concealer and foundation, and using 2 foundations really ensures that it's like a perfect blend because it's the same formula, the same ingredients, it's just 2 different colors. It's like you're using the same brand of paint almost versus using 2 different products and trying to blend them together. So I use this very light foundation under my eye to highlight, but I also make sure that it drags a little bit down into my cheeks because I want my blush to show up well, because sometimes blush doesn't show up the best on super deep shades. So I'm using like a lighter shade or this highlight shade and lowering it to make sure that the blush can be seen from a mile away. Okay, now I'm putting a little bit what's left off on my forehead, just blending it out, highlighting the top of my head. And I saw my I think what mutuals, Stacy Thorough, she used like what was left of her concealer to highlight the bottom half of her face, and this is kind of going to help with the contouring later. So I'm using what's left, just to slightly highlight right there on my jawline. Now I'm using this Black Radiance foundation stick, and I love this. I'm using this to contour. And with me, it got to be a little more harsher. I'm getting rid of a jawline of a grown man. So, I had to put a lot on it, and I'm just blending out my chin, just to soften it up. The goal is to make it look like it's not there. To make it look like I just got like little soft dainty features, And then with the cheekbone, because it's such a dark, deep shade, I don't really drag it too down onto my face because it's starting to look like 5 o'clock shadow. So I'm just putting a little bit on the side and then blending upwards. And I'm also blending on the side of my eye. Now this is a little trick I saw somebody do, on a tutorial. Just, snatch the face a little bit more and kind of just make sure everything is blending. Like, you see how the eyeshadow kind of blends back into the back of my head? Like it's like an extra shadow there. Now, I love it. I'm doing it on both sides. What you do on one side, do to the other side. Make sure you're paying attention, because you might do one side and now you looking lopsided and you out in the club, you don't know what's going on. It's because you only put contour on one side of your face. And now I'm just going back in with that beauty blender just to get rid of any harsh lines, just to make sure everything looks blurry and blended. And I'm using what's left of the contour brush to contour my head a little. Now this is the perfect red lipstick from Julia. I don't know why, but I like putting lipstick on my cheeks instead of regular blush. I like it. I like the formula. I like the way it looks. So I'm putting a little bit on my cheeks, just to underpaint like a liquid blush, but even though this is lipstick, and I'm putting a little bit more and more as I go. I like to do a little bit at a time. I like to blend it up into my forehead as well, and if it's not as red as I want it, I'm going to tap a little bit more until it turns into the red that I need. And I'm going back with the beauty blender to get rid of those harsh lines and make sure everything looks blended. Blending is the key. You want everything to look smooth and transition and photo ready. Don't you want to look like Beyonce? Exactly. Beyonce makeup be blended. She don't be looking crazy. She don't even look like she got makeup on. That's how blended it is. I put a little bit more red in the back of it because I like red, and I baked off camera because you don't need to see all that. Learn how to bake in another video. Just put the powder on and make the shapes that you just did with the concealer. Okay? Bam. Now, this is the Julia. This is the Julia Brown Warrior 2 palette. If you don't got it, you need to get it. This got all the browns you need. I'm using one brown right here. I don't know what color it is, what it's called, but I'm using it down my nose, and I'm using it to just like, blend in that green and transition it down into my nose. It also was like a little bit of a line there from that concealer earlier, so I was using that brown. Now this is a more of a cooler black in this Warrior 2 palette, and I'm using it in the same places where I contoured just to reinforce what I did and give it a little bit more depth and darkness and make everything look smoky and blended. As you can see, blending. Don't stop till it's blended enough. Now I'm taking some of this brown, I'm mixing it with a little bit of that burgundy, and I'm gonna bronze my head. Now this is an eyeshadow palette, okay, but I didn't feel like pulling everything out. I could have used bronzer, but I really like this Warrior 2 palette. It worked for me. I do whatever I want to with it. I paid for it. If I want to use this lipstick, eyeshadow, body wash, whatever, it's mine. I paid for it. And I'm also going to use that same brown and a little bit of that burgundy at the bottom of my chin, just to continue to blend out any harsh lines and get rid of that jawline, okay, because it got to look nice and soft and smooth. I'm trying to look like Whitney Houston. Now I am back in this one size palette using the Kiss Me Goodbye blush, and I must say I was kind of taken aback. Okay, I know I did underpaint and all of this stuff, but this is like such a good blush, such a nice rosy pink color, and I just applied a little bit, kind of just blending in between where my highlight is and where the blush application was, and you see how it's just blending out and really warming things up. This is a good blush, okay? It's blushy. It's like the perfect blush. Like, even me putting in a bunch of on my nose, it's like blush, but it's like not blush. Does that make sense? It's like it's blush, but it's like real blush. It's like natural blush. It's like there's no amount of this that you can put on and it'll start looking like, oh, this is crazy. Like the shade of this, and maybe it's the combo of the red too underneath, but this is like the perfect shade of what it should look like to be blushing. Like, wow, and all this coming in this one little thing? Hey, this blush is blushy, blush. This is the F of a blush. Gee whiz. I look great. Now that I'm finished with my blush and foundation routine, I can put a little bit of black eyeshadow underneath the bottom of my eye. I really love this black eyeshadow. I'm putting a little bit more at the top. I told you can always go back and reinforce things. Don't think you're done. Come back if you need to. I wanted mine darker, so I went back in with the black liquid matte eyeshadow. I'm also going to put a little bit more of this green, this wicked shade underneath the bottom. I was kind of scared, because I didn't want it to give Beetlejuice. I was trying to look beautiful and glamorous, but I kind of liked it, putting a little bit of green at the bottom to smoke things out, because I want it to look cohesive. I want it to be green at the top, green at the bottom, and looking smoky and giving the wicked vibes. At the end of the day, it's supposed to look a little witchy, so I kind of, got to step outside my comfort zone and do what they be doing on the tutorials I be watching, and they be putting color at the bottom, so I'm putting a little green at the bottom of my eye, and it's not that noticeable, but it did give like the smokiness. I'm also going back in to Emerald City, the Emerald City glitter, because I wanted it to be more glittery. I wanted some more glitter, so I added some more glitter. Then I got a makeup wipe to wipe my lips off to put on my lipstick, but then that broomstick caught my eye. And I said, let's put on some highlight. I never use highlight, but today is going to be the day that I put on some of this Defying Gravity. And let me tell you something. Watch this. Ooh, wow, y'all. It wasn't even on all the way. It wasn't even all the way blended all out and stuff like that. But this Defying Gravity highlight palette really made me fall in love with highlight. I think highlighting is going to be a part of my makeup routine from now on. It just does something. It just, kind of gives you that shine, that little shimmer that you need, that we naturally have. Me, I know I naturally have it, but whatever. Anyways, I went back in with my blush brush, just to soften it up a little bit because it was a little bit too harsh for me, but it's still giving that little shimmer and shine that I need, and I am in love with it. And I put a little tap of it on my nose and a little bit down the bridge of my nose, and I'm gonna use that same brush to blend it out. It don't matter if it's a little bit of red on it, whatever. You gotta blend all the colors anyways. I put a little bit of everything everywhere to make sure I look blended anyways. So use the same brush and dust off it so it ain't looking too shimmery. Now this is the go-to lip pencil. This is the MAC Chestnut Lip Liner, and I'm just gonna line my lips a little bit, like that. I go over my little Cupid's bow. I like it to just look like one line. I don't know why. I think it's because that's how my mama lips is. I got like a deep Cupid's bow, and she don't, so I don't like that. Then I'm taking that same eyeshadow brush that had the black on it, and I'm using it on the corners of my mouth because I like to put a little more depth on the side because it kind of makes my lips look bigger, and it kind of gives me a little bit of a pouty look. See, look. Boom. Now I'm taking that Perfect Red, the same thing I use for my blush. You see, I'm using the same products, baby. The Perfect Red, and it is the Perfect Red, I must say, from Juvia. And I'm putting that all over my lips, and it is so pigmented and so great. It really caught me off guard because I usually never use this on my lips. I only use it on my cheeks. Now I'm just going to apply a little bit of mascara on the eyes. I don't know what brand this mascara was. I honestly need to replace it because I had it for a long time, and mascara does expire. I just found it out not too long ago. But just a little mascara, and guess what, baby? We're done. Okay, I'm done. I didn't set my face. I don't really need to because the products, everything that I use there is pretty great. But if I was going out, I would spray and set it and all that. But I'm not. I'm probably gonna wash my face. And I was going to get into full glam, put on the wig, the hair, the makeup, the clothes. But I realized I don't have to do that all the time. I honestly really enjoy the way I look right now, and I don't have to try to transform into a girl just to wear makeup because boys can wear makeup too. James Charles do it. All these other celebrities doing it, they blowing up. I don't got to do all that. Isn't life so funny? You can ignore that whole speech I said. I was just going through my closet nobody tells me when and where I can wear makeup. I can wear boy clothes. And I forgot all about this dress. I had a green dress sitting in the back. I've been waiting to put this on. So here I am. I probably will put on some black gloves too. Should I put the black gloves? No, I'm not doing all that. Okay. It would be nice if I had a lace, everything underneath. But this is let me show y'all. Yeah, it's a little tutu. I'm still wearing my shorts in here. But this is what it gives. I will be at the premiere. Is this good lighting? It's not. I'd have been at them people premiere, baby. It's giving Cynthia Riva. It's giving. I was talking all that junk just to put a damn dress on. It looks so much better, doesn't it? A lash too. I also put a little highlighter on that mole, baby. Gotta have my mole. I still haven't named my drag persona. I don't think I need to. I need to clean up. I just put makeup everywhere. I need to wash my face, but this is the final look. I must say, one size, y'all did y'all thing, and you made me like highlighter because I'm not even a highlight person. I don't even feel like I need it because it's it's too much. It just feels like a step that if I take it, I'm gonna mess up, so I never do it. But I love this highlight. It's called Defying Gravity, and it looks like something from outer space. I see why they say Defying Gravity. It looks like a star is in this highlighter thing, like stardust. And in all the colors that's in this one, baby. Patrick, you did your thing, I must say. This was another episode of Get the Glam with the Vel Dante. Maybe next time I should do one with the other side, the other colors, and I could do blonde hair and a pink outfit. Yeah, because I could be Elphaba and I could be Glinda. That'd be a good idea. Maybe next week. See you next time on Get the Glam with the Belgian Jay.